Peaceful greetings, everyone. So, I actually wanted to speak to you guys about a very important topic, okay? And something that is not always discussed. Actually, I really haven't heard anybody discussing this, what I'm about to say. And so, I need to get that off the back of my head. Anyways, so what people fail to tell you about the importance and power of forgiveness, okay, is that when you forgive the other individual, yes, they say it's for you. Yes, they say that it helps you, but how is it really helping you? How is it really helping you? Because you say forgiveness, and people are like, oh, I'll never forgive X, Y, Z, or whatever, okay, for whatever they did. But going through the healing process, right? And when people are actually, you know, upset, when when people are actually, you know, up, upset with you for cutting them off, upset with you for taking your power back, upset with you for, you know, loving, having self love for yourself, right? So that, you know, when they are attempting to reconnect with you, you're not interested because you have self love enough to know that you've already given the chances uh, that were appropriate at the time to allow them the time and space to make corrections when you set boundaries that were not adhered to, right? So I'm going to tell you guys this. I'm actually going to be making some salmon croquettes, aka salmon cakes, while we are having this discussion or whatever. And behind this white curtain, I actually have a whole shelf of seasonings. I don't know who that is across the street yelling. Hopefully that is not so loud in the video that it's distractive. But anyways, the um, the point of forgiving people, right, is powerful. And no one tells you that through the healing process, or I have not heard anyone discuss this fact, is that yes, you do actually, you know, uh, get benefits, right, from forgiving. Okay? You do not forget, though. You do not allow these people back in just because you forgave them. That's up to you, right? Depending upon where you are in that relationship. Okay? But for many people in my life, they're they're at they're at the uh eternal cutoff. They ain't never get back in. Nah, no, no, and no. And my cutoff game is strong, very strong. So I took and as you should, take careful consideration and really think it through. Because my alleged grandmother, Peggy, she used to always say, to never throw people away. Okay. And I agree with that. Uh, However, I'm also not going to, uh, allow people to mistreat me. I value myself. and I will set boundaries, and those boundaries I will give people time, because, change is not automatic. Sometimes people need time. And so I have given people time to make corrections, and that's on them, you know, to make those corrections, right? And if those corrections are not made, um, because people, what's crazy to me is that some of these people, they would rather unalive me than to tell the truth, to come clean and state what they've done. They rather, I'm just gonna say it, these would rather kill me than to state the truth of what they did and what they've been doing. Okay? And thankfully they have failed every single time. Okay? And I want to give gratitude and special thanks to my spirit team, my ancestors, right? I want to give special thanks and shout outs to, uh, the gods of my righteous ancestors, right? For assisting me in being here today. Because if it was up to these people who, some of which are actually attempting to contact me, right? Like literally got fraudulent restraining orders, right? But then want me to add them on social media. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because it don't make sense to me. It surely doesn't. So I'm making these salmon cakes even without all of the ingredients that, I would normally like, right? Or that, you know, um, it calls for per se. But, growing up as a child, I'd have to make a whole lot of something out of nothing, okay? And so I would have to work with what I have. So we're going to make these with what I got right now. And they still going to be delicious, because as the people in the South say, I have to put my foot in it. And I'm feeling good, and they're going to taste amazing. We do a little dance, and, because when you dance and cook, when you sing and cook, you know what I'm saying? That food, it tastes different. That's what soul food really is. They were putting part of their soul, in the food. They was spicing it up with a little, you know, I think they call it ASHE. They was giving it they little sprinkle. They was sprinkle. What's his name? Emerald, he would say bam or something like that. Well, I'm gonna give it a little sprinkle, little razzle dazzle. uh, anyways, so I don't have any. What is that? Bay leaves that are actually ground up. So I'm gonna just like crunch these bay leaves up until they're pretty small. Grate up some garlic and fresh ginger, and then because I stopped eating eggs a long time ago, I'm gonna put some flaxseed ground up or flaxseed meal. in a bowl with some water so it can start setting. We're going to use that as our egg substitute. But anyways, getting back to this, the importance of forgiveness. So I had cut these people off physically, right, from contacting me, social media. I'm talking specifically about, Dolores, Diane, Dee Dee, Sunshine, Hartley, Smith, Barnes, and a few others. I had cut them off completely, right? And, that should be a good thing, right? If someone really was attempting to be out of your life and they're getting these fraudulent restraining orders, right, on you, why wouldn't it be okay to cut them off? Why? Obviously you allegedly don't want me in your life, but that was a lie, right? As soon as I energetically see, because it's one thing to physically cut people off, right? But when you go to the energetic level and you cut these people off, that's a whole different story. Okay? And so some of these people that have access to your energy or are feeding off of your energy, like energy vampires, or utilizing your energy to manifest off of you, right? Wealth and all kinds of things off of your energy, their security, their protection, all kinds of stuff. When you cut them off and cut these spiritual cords, you cut these energetic cords, the most powerful thing you can do before, during, or after, right, is forgive them. Because they will always have, this is what people don't tell you in forgiveness. Imagine that every time you think about the ill things that these people have done to you, and you have an energetic feeling, right? That energetic feeling keeps that invisible cord that's connected from you to them based on that situation, that keeps you connected. So when you cut the cord, but you still haven't forgiven and you have all this emotion tied in, that cord is still there. That cord attaches itself. That cord, right? It won't leave. It will keep manifesting itself because you are not cutting it and severing it for good. But when you forgive, you cut it for good. These motherfuckers start going crazy. When I started forgiving, it's powerful. It's powerful. I got 5 from different accounts. 5 different. I should probably edit the screenshots in, okay, of where this woman, Dolores Diane, Dee Dee Sunshine, Hartley Smith Barnes, tried to add me on social media. You done got a fraudulent, this is the second fraudulent, right, restraining order. You got one so that you wouldn't have to go through an eviction process after I moved states with my newly nativity son, Nazi, right? Nazi was only 3 months old. And I moved to help you fight cancer and diabetes, right? To get you healthy, to help save your life. And this woman got a restraining order, a fraudulent restraining order, right after she found out from her doctors that she was cancer and diabetes free, after I put real man hours into caring for this woman who was, I know I'm preparing food, and some people, this is inappropriate discussion when we're dealing with food, but this woman was shitting from one side of the house all the way to the other side of the house with a trail, right, on wood floors that I was cleaning up. Sometimes she was just so, it had nothing to do with that. She couldn't make it to the restroom. Sometimes she was smoking a cigarette outside because I didn't want her smoking her cigarettes inside with nausea in there. So I asked and required that she smoke outside. So she would shit on the porch because she didn't want to get up and go to the bathroom in the house. So I'm cleaning up all of this, right? I'm literally doing maintenance on the house, making it safe for everyone to function and not, potentially hurt themselves, but baby proofing, right? A house that was filthy, disorganized, and it every single time I have come to that woman's house, even when she had in-home care providers, beyond unacceptable filth. That even other people in the family were saying that some of this stuff looked like the way her house was, right? Before I got to it, looked like elder abuse. Like it could have literally been, but this it's also her filthiness too. Like, you filthy, you filthy. I think some of these people might have tried, and others, they just didn't care. Okay, this looks about. We're gonna get it. Okay, so, anyways, when I was doing the energetic cord cutting, the attempts to contact me started increasing. And I was like, no. I attempted to state to her, and, the various other family members, you know, when I was actually giving them the chances to correct their actions, right, during those times. I hope this will stay on while I'm looking at something online. Hope this is still recording. Okay, let me just double check. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, so I gave these people ample amount of chances, and I don't cut people off like so easily. I do take, you know, time and consideration with regards to um, making a decision like that. I take it very serious. Gotta put a little pinch of that. Um, already put. So, anyways, what they don't tell you is that when you forgive, you actually really um, cut and sever those energetic cords to you. You cut them for good. That's the way you actually cut the cord. Like, if you don't have forgiveness, those cords aren't will not be cut. You can't cut them. I mean, you could cut them, but they're gonna reappear. They're gonna come back. So the power in cutting them, right, comes from forgiveness. You gotta forgive. Okay? Once you forgive, you can get rid of the cords. Oh yes. Oh yes. Okay. But until then, you can, I guess, do it as not trial and error, but you can do it as like like a progressive status cut, forgive or work on the process of healing and forgiving. Okay? But like I said, until you actually forgive, right? It ain't going nowhere. For real, for real. Okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot I have fresh sitting me. God dang it. I should have put some fresh ground. Oh, God, that would have been better. Fresh is always best. Okay, but anyways, so I just wanted to come to you guys really quick. I'm not going to make this long and drawn out. The power is really in forgiveness. You cut that cord and forgive, they have no tie, no energetic nothing. Because, see, they use that energetically to even attack you spiritually. You know, attack you with spell work, attack you with, their ill intentions, ill thoughts, word magic, whatever they doing, you know. Even, technically, right? I'm quite sure that this woman was attempting to get back in contact with me, right? So that she could figure out that she probably had a whole nother plan of attempting to set me up in some way, right? I'm quite sure. See, but she don't have no contact with me, or I don't have no contact with her, and so she can't do and say the lies that she was trying to do and say when we were in contact with each other. You know, I realized while I was living with her the last time when she got the second fraudulent restraining order, I realized that while I'm there helping to attempt to get her healthy, and she said all the right things to make me think that she wanted to improve her health, and she wanted to, you know, get her body right, her mind right, said all the right things like a narcissist will. And then it finally slipped out that even before I even came back from Houston, Texas, she never had it in her mind. She never intended on getting healthy. She never wanted to get healthy. The truth finally came out. And that's what I needed to hear. That's what I needed to hear. That she basically had other ill intentions. This is what she's saying. She had other reasons for wanting me to come here, and it wasn't for her to get healthy. It was not for her to get healthy ever. The second time that I was at her new house, I don't know if she still lives there, but the one in Strathmore, California. The first one was in Visalia. The second one was in Strathmore. So when I was out there basically in the country with her in Strathmore, I thought finally we're going to have healthy, we're going to work on, it's just her and I, we're going to work on having a healthy mother-daughter relationship. She's going to get healthy, and I'm here to help her, right? And the whole time she was doing all these plots, plans, and schemes, with the group effort. There were other people that were involved. They were having meetings. And when she was lying, saying that she's going to doctor's appointments, she's going to meetings, plotting and planning how they're going to, do spell work or do, this strategic thing to set me up. She tried to get me for, she kept trying to, defecate and urinate on herself, and then have a quote unquote fall accident, right? Whether that was, through her blow up mattress not having air in it, because her cap punctured a hole in it, or boards moving when she got another type of bed or whatever, and her falling through the frame, all different kinds of things, right? So, and her landlord cutting the boards just short enough that they'll still be able to move. All these things, they did all this stuff on purpose, but she would do things right before she would have these accidents, these quote unquote falls or whatever. And so, some of the times, she was still in a position, where she had, went on herself and called the ambulance or whatever, that I could actually help her, at least be clean, so she wasn't in her, urinated and defecated dresses or clothes or whatever. And so I would be attempting to clean her up, and she would be getting mad, or she would refuse to allow me to clean her up. And I was like, that's weird. Like, why would you not want me to clean you up? You know, especially like if you're gonna go to the hospital, you want to just be in these, dirty clothes. And so I would clean her up and then send her with a clean dress just in case it happened again while she was gone. You know, but the point was that she was supposed to be, urinated and defecated on, so then she could make it look like, it was my fault, right? So she could try to get me, the only one out of the alleged siblings that would take care of her, right? Try to get me, with some kind of elder abuse case or something. Crazy. I'm telling you, I cleaned up. I think it was something like 16 bags of trash out of one room. And I mean, I'm talking about trash. Real trash. I'm talking about trash that her last in-home care provider, instead of putting it in a trash can outside for the city to pick up, she was putting it in the back room. But somehow, Dolores Diane Dee Dee Sunshine Harley Barnes Smith was not trying to get that woman for, elder abuse, while she's in there with, kitty litter that's years and years old, that has feces and cat urine all in it. Listen, I'm telling you that if you went through the front door of that place, you didn't even have to go through the front door. Open the door. Open the door, right? And that smell was going to slap you in the face. And if you went to the restroom, you were closer to that back room. And I'm telling you that it was the strength of that smell was so unhealthy. Like, that was elder abuse. When you have an inch thick of dirt and dust, I literally took a broom and swept off her dresser. It literally had an inch thick of cat hair and literal dirt. Excuse me. Literal. I cannot make this up. It literally had 1 inch thick. I took the broom and swept her dresser off. That's not elder abuse? Why wasn't elder abuse called on her previous in-home care providers with how nasty that place was? Okay, because it was all a setup for me. That's why. I guess I wasn't supposed to clean none of that up. I was supposed to leave it like that, and then it was gonna be blamed on me, maybe. But I don't live in filth. Everybody knows. Anybody that knows me, that ever been to anywhere that I've lived, especially my own place by myself, or even when I was living with her, I was the one, obviously, that kept it clean. From childhood. Ain't that sad? Ben a cochina. Todo cochina. Mm. Maybe right there. Oh, that's why this. Okay, that came out. Either way, it's all good. So, I'm almost finished. I'm ready to mix this up. So, I think I put a little bit of green onion in it. I think I'm gonna put some more. Oh, you know what? I forgot to. I'm gonna grate up some garlic. I forgot I was gonna put some fresh garlic. You don't have to put garlic at all, but I love garlic. And some people cannot eat garlic based on their, DNA, DEA. If you cannot, then don't eat it. But don't get upset with me because I do it. If I find out that it causes me specifically, some kind of uh, ill health, right? At some point, then I will change that. I will make corrections. But everything that I know at this point for my body, specifically my body, it works well with me. Okay. Hold on. Okay. If you like this painting right here, I do have I think either one or two versions of this. I know I took photos of it when, a lot of people were coming by asking to purchase the original. The original is not for sale. It was before the tree actually had blossoms. So I have that on my artist website, and you can get that on any type of merch. You know what I find interesting about a lot of these alleged friends, right, and family members? So a lot of them would, say that they love my art and they would brag to other people and, clout chase off of me being an artist, right? So I would do big art shows in different cities and people would know me from my art or they would know me from fitness or whatever. The thing is that if you loved my art so much, why did you never support it in purchasing anything off of, because it tells me who purchases, right? It gives me the location of the purchaser, not like the address per se, but the general location, like the city and state per se, or like if it's China or Japan, somebody in Africa or whatever, it tells me like the that kind of location. So, if these people supported me, these undercover haters, they would have been rocking my artwork, you know, on a beach bag, on a tote bag, on the iPhone case, on a, t-shirt. A lot of them would tell me that I should pursue my art career. I was doing so well in fitness, but they were like, "Oh, you should do more with your art. Your art is so good," but then they weren't supporting it. because they're the undercover haters. Listen, you could buy all these other uh, brands. It don't matter. You buy you these some of these people are buying racist ass brands, pedophilia, brands like Disney and Nickelodeon based brands, right? You're supporting these pedophiles, but someone that you actually know in real life, right? That is a fine artist that has meaningful art, not just commercial. Like this is like some real life stuff, you know. Like my daughter passing away in art that deals with the death of my baby. You know what I'm saying? Like this real ass life and things that people can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Some of which they, an alleged cousin allegedly experienced twice. She never bought one piece for me to help me out. And I painted her I painted a painting that she liked, and I gave her an original. I gave alleged family members pieces of my artwork under the guise that these motherfuckers was, you know what, I'm just thinking about this right now, that they were my real family. And they're not my real ass family, none of them. I gave all of them original pieces that I thought were my family members. I'm gonna need that shit back. I'm gonna require all of that back. You are not even my family. And not only are you not my family, but you show me you don't support me or my art. That's so crazy. Oh my God. I was like, oh, I want all of my family members to have an original piece that they love. Wow. But then when they got money, right? They're doing well. A lot of these people, they're not shopping, at these low end stores. They are actually shopping and getting, and even then, like, it's the, the, um, the merchandise that my art comes on, it's not expensive. These are reasonable prices, right? But they could buy them from everybody else but support their family member. And I'm talking about, to usually when somebody rolls with you, rocks with you, they have no problem getting that because they want to rep it. You know, you think all them people around Nipsey Hussle wasn't, you know, rocking his stuff? They all was rocking it because it was a joint and concerted movement and effort. His brother was wearing it, his girl was wearing it, you know, all their close partners. You know what I'm saying? They support it. And it got big. Drake took his whole group of friends to the top with him. You know? And I could have done the same with my friends. right? And alleged family members, even if they wasn't my family members, because my friends became my family. So if I would have found out, oh, you guys aren't really my blood family, if you was rocking with me like you was, then you was, but you wasn't. So you had to get cut. You got cut because of your choices. Okay. Oh, I got this garlic. I love the way garlic smells too. These are gonna be so bomb. And I don't even have all the ingredients. Listen, an elder used to say, you know, use what you got till you get what you want. So, you know, I'm just somebody that has always had to make something out of whatever was in that refrigerator. And sometimes it wasn't much, sometimes it wasn't nothing. But you know what? Making something out of nothing. Ooh, I'll be making something. I was always making up something so we could have something to eat, especially. And these siblings, they when we were younger, before it was all this other stuff and betrayals involved, right? They were actually, you know, grateful for or at least they would act like they was grateful for my sacrifices and the things that I would do for them as a sister. Zachary Hartley actually had wrote a poem called The Perfect Mother. When he was 17 years old, he wrote me that poem. And of course, Dolores got jealous as AF. That's not my problem, but I did as much as I could as a sibling, like only a few years older than them, to make sure that they was in a clean place, as clean as possible. Make sure that their hair was taken care of, cut, combed, groomed, hygiene, right? Looking as neat as possible, because she really didn't care about how we was looking as long as she was looking good. For her next catch of whatever man she had her eye. Oh, oh yes. Mm-hmm. We're gonna add that flax in, and baby, I'm telling you, woo! And got a little heat, just little heat hits you in the back. Woo! Good God, this is good. Mm-hmm. Look, I wanted to show you guys. This is the one that I have been using, but I use different ones. Hopefully that's not showing backwards, but anyways, it says each of our Simply Nature products is free from over 125 artificial ingredients and preservatives. When it comes to eating well, the choice is simple nature. Anyways, 125, artificial ingredients. This only has one ingredient, which is the flax, milled flax. Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys that. But anyways, I'm going to end this video. I know it is pretty wild, um, what has happened to me. Because what do they say? Truth can be stranger, real life can be stranger than fiction. You know, yeah, I've lived a very, it was crazy before. It was, it was crazy before, I knew that, or it was crazy before I found out that none of these people are my real family, right? My biological family members, right? So it was already crazy when they were allegedly my family. But now that they're not, it's even crazier. But it makes sense why they had no, uh, they gave no cares about, sacrificing someone that's not even really their family member. They didn't care. It makes it makes more sense, right? Hold on, it's trying to come and let this work its magic. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video. I just wanted to come to you guys and let you guys know the actual power, right, in the forgiveness, in when you really, really want to make sure, well, I mean, even if you just spiritually didn't want people to be able to have the access to you energetically, right, to, spiritually attack you or whatever, that forgiveness is key. Because, like I said, that um, invisible energetic cord will be there, and that is giving them access to you, um, while they're living their life, and you see them, it just seem like they're getting their karma, and they're doing all this and that. Oh, as soon as you cut that cord and energetically, like, you have forgiven them, that's when that karma hits. That's when they can no longer attack you, because there's nothing, you have really severed it. When you really sever that energetic cord, because I mean, yeah, cutting them off, physically. Oh, I'm not talking to them on the phone. I'm not, you know, you know, uh, I'm blocking them on all social medias. Okay, that's one thing. But when you cut them cords, that's a spiritual, like, cut from social media and calling them blah blah blah. Like, there's no way in. Like, if you want to make sure that you have solidified yourself airtight, that's airtight, baby. That's airtight. Peace.